Well, we're down in Red Hook here, and we're going to do a rough cut studio visit with Dustin Yellin. And he was just showing me some of his new pieces he's working on. Well, here's Dustin. Now, you were showing with Robert Miller. Who are you going to be showing with now? Where are we going to get a chance to see the work? Some of this new stuff you're finishing now.
At the moment, I work with a young man named Vito Schnabel.
Oh, Vito. Yeah, I was just over covering his Rene Ricard show.
How was that?
Well, got a chance to see a lot of the old geezers I knew from the East Village.
Sure, yeah. So right now I work with Vito.
Tell us a little bit about your process here. You were talking about you'd switched over from resin to working on sheets of glass. And we see some of these big pieces here in the background. Want to talk a little bit about how you construct your pieces here?
Sure.
So you're making what ends up being like three-dimensional collages now, right?
They're drawings, collages, and paintings, so I'm doing all of the above. I'm kind of like making little road maps and little signs for me to notes of when to stop and when to start. So, for instance, I mean, this is what I'm working on. This is the main thing I'm working on, is this triptych.
Right, the huge triptych. And you were saying that each one of these stacks of glass is about 5,000 pounds?
Yeah, something like that, 5,000–6,000 pounds. And it's sort of an abstract painting on one side and a landscape on the other side. There's it's kind of like, this is a way to knit together a lot of the different things I'm trying to do.
Well, we'll take a look at some of the smaller pieces here so people get an idea of what kind of effects and qualities you get with this. How recent are these pieces?
Extremely.
So in the last couple of months?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the great thing is the way that when you look at these on the edges, you can definitely see the different panes, but when you get in front of them, that all disappears and you just have that three-dimensional effect. I think this was a nice piece too.
Yeah, that one's really cool. That's my friend Gibby, or loosely based on Gibby. He's an artist in Brooklyn, but that's a fun work. That's the second. The first one, I'm working on a female now. I'd like to put together a group of figures, sort of an ode to the terracotta warriors of some sort. I'm really thinking about, creating environments and whatnot. So I'm trying to scale up. This is 6'4", 18 feet. I'm trying to get to use an 8x4 module to build walls. I'd like to build a labyrinth. That's what I'm working towards. And these are all studies to get me in there.
And we'll take a little rundown. Is this considered a long piece?
40 feet. It was at the Brooklyn Museum I showed it. It's 40 feet long, and it's kind of a study for a labyrinth. It's a labyrinth that sits on a table. You really should be able to walk through it.
I'm going to run up here and look at these columns. I was very intrigued with these when I came in too. Now, are these earlier works?
This is a sort of work in progress, which is to make a forest that you walk through. They developed out of earlier work where I was just obsessed with drawing in space and the way I could just make repetitive marks, almost like writing code into nature, and these sort of tree-like structures appeared. And then it sort of evolved into...
So in this one, the white forms, that's actually acrylic paint that you've put in on the layers? I like this because you're dealing, being a painter, I'm always attracted to using color. So I like this. We've got the red, yellows, blues. How long have you been down here in Red Hook?
6 years.
6 years. I know I've gone to a
Those
couple
are my
of
facts.
the shows that you've had over in the exhibition space. Wow.
This was a study for a quadruptic that's 16 feet, which is over there, getting ready to be shipped.
These are all tons and tons of glass, though.
Yeah, I think we have something like 15 tons of glass in the studio right now.
Wow. Oh. And this is a study for the larger piece that you have there?
I try to do everything small and then slowly work my way up into scale. Even the piece behind you is a study for the large one.
And I love the way you get this spiral that really does float around, but you've done that all in slices. That's great.
This is a study for the triptych. So this is just getting prepared to make a module of that size. This is a minimalist cloud point. Very difficult to see right now until it's
Oh, that's nice. It's like we've got the hanging gardens or something. Yeah.
Yeah, when it lights, it's lit by LEDs. And I'm actually we're working on programming the LEDs so that I can actually control the light on every single layer, and then I can almost make like a 3D TV or a homemade MRI.
How many guys you got working for you down here?
Well, like the project now, the project across the street, we're at like 20, but I need about 40, so I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, what are you paying? I need a job. Well, that was a quick run through.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really obsessed with landmark making in layers, and I'm building everything from portraiture to landscapes to abstract paintings. The pieces take so long and they're very intense to make, so it's.
Now, did you start out as a painter?
Yeah, there's a lot of paintings and drawings, and I basically came to it accidentally, just covering paintings.
Right.
with
Well,
resin.
that's kind of the interesting thing is that you've taken the paintings, and because you have them laid up in the stacks, they've gone from just one plane to several planes, and then you enter into three-dimensional stuff, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Okay, Dustin Yellin. Thanks a lot. And as always, thank you, Kate.